Where are you streaming this from?
I'm not streaming. I am recording it to my computer and then I will post it on YouTube or somewhere.
Okay.
Just to make sure I don't stress. Alrighty.
No, that's cool.
So I'm just recording right now and probably will wait until they start the game. Hopefully they'll let us know. Or we can also check from time to time on the community live tab thingy. We can take a quick look at the teams. Let's.
I had a quick preview earlier.
All right.
And I noticed a couple of things. Mainly that let's take them one by one. Let's go and find Danton's team. So if you're recording Viajero, then perhaps go to his team.
Yeah,
I talk about
I'm all there already. Yes.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm really slow, so sorry. Hang on.
Okay, but the first thing you need to do is to start pronouncing my name correctly, mate. It's Viajero.
Viajero. Good enough?
Yeah.
I hope so. I won't do the rest of my commentating in a faux Spanish accent. So
Alright, yeah, so I feel at home then.
Excellent.
Okay, I know nothing. I come from Barcelona. Big fan of Faulty Towers.
Yeah. I used to have a Spanish lodger, and he was quite funny. It's great.
Although the actor, the guy is a Brit, no? The guy who
he's
takes
English.
the Spanish.
Yeah, he's English. Yeah, very English. Right, hang on. Let's get Danton's team. Here we go. Right, no, that's the wrong one. Right, Mad Missionary mob.
Yeah.
And as you can, you can probably see there's a few standout players, but I think everyone knows about Father Justice Payne. He's the big guy on campus for the Mad Missionary mob. He's essentially, they seem to have employed a pro elf catcher and covered up his ears so that no one knows he's actually an elf, and snuck him on a human team because, come on, catch, nerves of steel, agility 4, do me a favour.
With a broken collarbone though, but yeah, it's a pro catcher.
That's what you get with elves, they're fragile, you know.
Fair enough.
They're liable to broken collarbones and all this crap, so it's not a problem. But no, he's clearly a key player, and if you look at the stats as well, career stats, you know, he's leading the team with 14 touchdowns compared to 5. So that's, you know, he is the key scoring threat. I think this guy will be getting a lot of action in this game.
14 TDs, yeah.
Watch
Wow.
out for him. It's a lot comparative to the other players, you know. 9 receptions. So that's interesting. Only been throwing the ball 9 times. We'll call it. Many of those might well be handoffs or.
Well, no. If he's received the ball only 9 times and scored 14, it means that he's probably steal the ball from the ground or use it as a ball carrier.
Exactly. Yeah, this is it. So you know, maybe that's something to look out for as well. You've got another nasty blitzer there with plus agility as well. So you know they've got a bit of movement and got a bit of mobility. This team.
Wait a minute. We have a Father Church Mace with 14 casualties leading the killing.
Yeah.
Let me see the stats.
He's a man after my own heart. He isn't. I like him already.
Of course,
just by looking at that, he's a guy that you go to if you want someone murdered. So you know, Sin Smasher, yeah, he's got Mighty Blows, but Church Mace, no, Mighty Blow tackle. He's going to be hunting skinks all day. You've got to watch out for him.
Also, Father Sin Smasher has tackled Mighty Blow. No piling on that I can see though.
No piling on, no, and just a couple of Mighty Blow players there as well. Obviously the Ogre, I think he's fairly new. I don't think he's played a game. Has he played a game? Yeah, he has played 2 games, but not really done anything of note. But yeah, it's not a Mighty Blow heavy human team at all. But you know, good set of skills all round. You know, he's got guard in the right places. He's got a lot of dodge there as well. It's going to be, you know, and the linemen are just what they should be, which is crap, because human linemen don't need a lot of skills to be good anyway, because they're just there to foul people. He's got a dirty player, we like that, with skinks about. He's got your kicker, you've got your wrestle tackle guy. It's a well thought out team.
Yeah, it's quite well rounded. You have a Rackler here as well, a kicker.
Yep.
the second catcher is built as a hunter as well.
Yeah, with Rest of Dauntless, indeed. 4 rerolls, interesting as well, I find. Because normally the optimal run out I always find is 3, but I mean that means you might be seeing a few situations where where you wouldn't re-roll, Danton might be, because he's got that extra re-roll. Plus, of course, the ability to get another one re-roll here or there with the apothecary and the cheerleaders and what have you.
Absolutely. Also, Danton. Oh my God. Excuse me 1 second.
So, Viajero's dying. I will kill his parents with a nice song. Stupid. This will all come out in the edit.
I just had the electricity bill passed through by my wife here. Oh my God.
That's not good.
No, just had a cough attack.
Now I kicked my other half out for the evening.
Yeah, no, I was saying that yeah, the 4 rerolls. Danton likes 4 rerolls also in his elf teams, so all around, which is not surprising in elves. I also use 4 in my elf teams not because I like risk, but because we use much more 1 dice than everybody else, and at some point
exactly.
Ones come up. So, but in this case, yeah, I don't know. He has 4 agility players, and as you saw, the guy has stolen the ball many times. So, yeah, it may come in handy.
This is true. So let's have a look at Barmution's team, a team I know well, as they are the team that knocked my team out of the Crunch Cup in the semi-finals last season. Croxford and the Saurai.
Yeah, I have to say,
Saurai,
as an opening, that I believe I probably among the few who's beaten this team, to be honest. I beat him up in the group phase last Crunch Cup. I think I even made him retire one of his Soros or Sorii. In that game, I had insane 2d6 luck against him, and he didn't have the Croxy at that time against my Wood Elves. I didn't have my 3 as far as I remember either, but yeah, my 2d6 dice were just tremendous.
Which is probably why we've seen quite a few of these Saurus. Well, we've got 2 Saurus with block tackle. My first point is, every single Saurus on that team has 2 skills. That is perfect. That's exactly what you want to be starting to see on a Saurus team. The worst you can get is, a couple of Saurus with, who've been left behind on the SPP front. But these have got some really nice, well shared out SPP. And we've got a couple of tackle guys. We've got a frenzy guy, which is useful in many ways because it can be light tackle because you get another chance at a block. We've got a couple of guards, and we've got a mighty blow guy who's going to be hunting elves down when they least expect it. The skinks, bit more of a mixed bag. We've got their Moniker, who I remember being a right pain in the arse. Yeah, he's a right pain in the arse. Sidestep, diving tackle, blodge. He was a real nuisance. He's also the prime scoring threat, 13 touchdowns compared to the next highest, which is 3. He is a key player for Croxford and the Saurai, and one to watch as well. Got a movement 9 skink as well. Again, he's got a couple of touchdowns. Movement 9 skinks aren't great if you to begin with, but they can easily become very, very good. I've got one on my team. You kind of forget what to do with them because 8 to 9 is not a huge difference.
Lebe, close your microphone.
Hello, I'm gonna put the microphone. Just a second.
Yeah, watch out for those. Okay, that's why everybody else in this broadcasting shouldn't speak up. Lebe, shut your microphone down for a little while. Some technical difficulties here.
Okay, guys, hi.
To talk about.
Lebe, you have your microphone continuously on. Can you set it up so you can only use it when you press the key or when you speak? Ah, perfect.
He's done it. Good lord, that was exciting.
Alrighty.
Are my voice levels normal?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Alrighty,
That was interesting.
as mentioned before, for those of you guys who just joined and recently, there will be only 3 people speaking as possible, if possible. Sidnef, Leve, and myself. If you have any questions, just post them in the screen of the game chat, and we can take a look, just to avoid these problems, if possible.
We will answer all questions. Some of you may have seen my threads in the forum that I do answer all questions, especially skill-related questions or questions about picking your team. You're getting a good deal of experience if you ask Ian Citizen Nev a question. He knows what's going on. I'm sure many of you know that already.
Yeah, I mean, Sidnev, rule number 1 is he's always right, and the second one is that if he's not, then apply number 1.
Absolutely. You know, I don't need to say anything more. In fact, I won't say anything more. That's brilliant.
By the way, going back to Barmushan's team, I could swear that he had some break tackle Soros, but now I don't see any.
I seem to remember one as well. I don't remember killing one in the semi-final, and I don't remember him losing one in the final, so maybe he just didn't like the idea of a break tackle Soros. I don't think that's the case. We've probably just forgotten, but yeah, that would be. He's got to be. That's going to be a big issue, because if he gets those Saurus tied up, you can't get. You know, you can throw some elves at that. Oh, sorry, some human linemen at a Saurus, and it's going to be tricky for them to get away, because you know AV8. It's not going to crumble. It's not like throwing a wood elf lineman in there, and you know, then you've tied up the good majority of the team, and I think Danton will be playing on that in a big way.
Oh yeah, he will be marking those Soros whenever he feels he needs to tie them up, absolutely, yes. Now, let me take a look at see if they have
I played him in CTA, and he didn't have a break tackle, but he has very good positioning. He takes it very defensive, so he didn't have much of a need to actually break any Saurus free.
Lieb, of course, speaking through a foghorn there, so apology. But good point all the same.
Oh, we have Juriel and 20p playing their first UAI game, but I don't see Danton and Barmushan yet.
I'm using this push-to-talk thing, but it's not working very well, I guess.
It's working fine, you just need to crank down the volume a little bit. It's just a tad loud, mate.
Let me see if Danton is online.
Danton's online, but Barmushan isn't. I've just checked.
Is it better now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit better.
Yeah, Danton is there.
Okay, I think it's better now. Hi guys.
Perfect. Hello, Lebe. There's an international flavour to this commentary. I'm liking it.
Let's take a look at their the coaches' records just a little bit. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Barmushan is the current title holder of the Crunch Cup last edition, and Danton is the winner of Orca Cola, which is also no mean feat. So we are looking at a clash of titans here.
We are indeed. Danton has currently won 2/3 of all his online games. Now, you can only read so much into that, I think, because you know you might have a player who plays with a lot of, I don't know, halflings or ogres or you know something silly like that. But to be fair, I think most people will realise that Danton is actually an excellent coach and fully deserves a win percentage around that kind of level.
He even has a Nurgle team. I cannot believe that.
He's such a...
Okay, let's take a look at Barmushan. Yeah, Barmushan is around the same, also almost 2/3 of his games.
He's also online, which is nice. So they're both here. Looks like the game's on.
Let's see if we can connect.
I think Barmushan won because he was lucky, but then you shouldn't take his credit away.
He was lucky in the semis.
But I followed his Croxigor, his Lizards, and he has really good positioning. I play them in City A, and it's a very frustrating team to head against.
Yep, completely agree with that. When I played them in the semis last year, it was... I mean, the actual thing that lost it for me was he managed to KO every single one of my skinks, which kind of puts me at a bit of a disadvantage, but no, tough game. He's a great, great positioner of his Lizardmen. He knows where they need to be at the right times, and Jesus Christ, some of those skinks he's got are annoying.
Oh, there you are. I can see the
but
chat.
I don't know. I know that Danton will make the most of it because he knows that Barmution is very defensive, so he might tie him up. Let's see what's going to happen.
It seems they are ready to go. I can see the UEI chat, and yeah, they're about to do it. So let's see if the match is live in the list. Oh, not yet. They're talking, still talking.
The suspense is killing me.
I've just told them to start, damn it.
Get on with it, you've got an audience. I'd also like to say, while we have time, thank you, Viajero, for putting together the first ever official Crunch Cup Courier commentated game.
Exactly. Well, we'll see if we can live to the standard of the courier.
Well, that won't be hard. As a courier reporter, you've done something involving more than 2 minutes' work. That already puts you among the luminaries of Crunch Cup Courier folklore.
Well, at some point I also participated a little bit with the Play of the Week. I did a couple of those a few seasons back.
Look at this.
But that's about it.
Well, it's a lot of effort.
But it's a great initiative, Viajero. I think it might be fun, and I think the newbies will enjoy it the most.
Hopefully, yeah, that's a little bit of the idea, a bit of instruction or,
So if Gallows Bait's around, make sure you're logging in.
I don't see their game in the list yet. Did you guys see it?
Not yet. There's probably a bit of a delay, knowing how Cyanide works.
Yeah, my guess is that they need to go through the full connection and then start playing.
Yeah.
I think it's with this bloody refresh, automatic refresh of the list. I have to keep on clicking on the sorting of the league name.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
You guys have any ideas of how many people are going to watch the game?
Well, online you can see in Ventrilo 6 people, but what I'll do is if the record works properly, I'll upload this to YouTube, and that's where you will see most people watching this, not on live, but after the fact, I would gather.
We're expecting 950,000 views.
I just hope it's not a test run for the spectator crashing games, but okay.
Yeah, that's what I was fearing. If too many people are watching, they may have some impact. We'll see. If it's an issue with so many people connected, then what we'll do for next games is just 2 or 3 of us alone watching, and then we'll just record
it's
it.
There, it's live.
Yes, I see it. Click fast or you lose it.
I won't be able to connect.
Nice, I clicked the wrong game.
Classic. Oh my god, error, failed to establish connection. Alright.
I had the same thing, but it might be just because it's the early stages.
Yeah.
Let's hope it isn't.
Failed to establish connection.
Yeah, let's give it a few more minutes. Actually, this may be why some people report problems connecting, because they try to connect too early in the game. Maybe it's just wishful thinking.
I think it's French programming.
Oh, come on, you bloody client piece of shit. Sorry for my French.
Oh, I sure hope one of the commentators makes it in.
Yep, me too.
I'm gonna try connecting to any other random game and see what happens.
Well, there's another Crunch Cup game going on.
I'm connecting to another game. There must be something special with an early game, otherwise.
Sometimes it might just be the way the host of the game has got his ports opened or not. I guess.
Yeah, because the other Crunch Cup game started later than the one from... Well, that...
Yeah, I don't know. I've just joined a game randomly, so let's see if I can try again.
I had a similar issue the other day with trying to join a game that was in progress in my OCC division. It just wouldn't let me in the entire game, which is kind of sucks.
Yeah, I got into another game, so it's that one only.
Okay, well, how about this for a backup plan? There is another Crunch Cup game going on. Let's just look at that one. If we can get into it.
Sure.
It's Skullashtray versus Kendontdodge. All of a sudden, you are famous.
I'm connecting. Can somebody look at who the coaches' names are and in which group? Or?
I've never heard of these guys, but I'm connecting as well.
Kendontdodge and Skullashtray?
Yes, that's right.
Which turn were these guys on? Probably the first one, right?
Well, we can start from the beginning. There's no rush for us.
They're both Group 6.
Anyone know there's a group?
Group 6?
6.
So it's rookie teams. Khemri versus Lizards.
It's always fun.
It looks Khemri is receiving the ball. Yes, Khemri is receiving the ball, so they are setting up now second.
Okay, let's have a look at some of these players. We've got a stand firm break tackle Croxagall. I don't like break tackle on a Croxagall.
Oh, these are not rookie teams at all then, yeah, okay.
No, they've played a few games, but that Croxagall break tackle doesn't do it for me. We've got a couple of Saurus with block, one with guard as well.
Skinks only with sidestep, 2 of them, and 1.
Yep.
No, he has no reserves, so only 4 skinks.
Yeah, no reserves. He's got a cheerleader, but no reserve. Could prove pivotal. Let's have a look at these Khemri guys. We've got a Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian. Yeah, I can see the logic in that.
He's got Sure Hands in a Blitzra. That's odd.
Has he got any throw rails though?
No.
Well, see, I kind of can understand that because you know, yes, they start with sure hands, but then your Blitzer has +1 movement. Yes, 3 Mighty Blow, 2 Guardians. That's just, I think that's an interesting concept. That's trying to guard. Yes, is good, but then Mighty Blow will level them up much quicker. So I can kind of see the logic around that.
He might have problems down the line to get elves down, though. No tackle, no easy tackle.
This is true. Well, luckily, the only people in this team who dodge are the skinks, and they can be 3-diced fairly easily.
Which turn are you guys in? Just to make sure we are synchronized.
Okay, I haven't kicked off yet for me, so I'm going to speed up till the kickoff.
Okay, I've just saw the ball dropped, and I am starting on the Lizard's turn, which we're receiving actually, not the Khemri.
Okay, what? Give me an idea of what time you're on.
3 minutes in. Sorry, 3 minutes down from 4. Yeah, and the skink just picked up the ball.
Okay.
Even before blitzing.
I'm there as well. Yes, a bit. So we've got T-Rex on the ball. He's unskilled, but he's obviously 3 SBP away from the level up. They're setting up a screen here. It's kind of unnecessary in my opinion.
Blitzing with the Crocs.
Because the Khemri, well, yeah, I don't know why he's doing that, but the Khemri there, the Khemri aren't quick enough to pressure the ball. Time for me is showing at 2:40. So we're all in sync. Excellent stuff, guys. Well done.
Leve, you there?
Yep, but I couldn't get into any of the games.
Could you check? Could somebody check Danton's game? Because for those of you who just joined, we couldn't join their game. Some issue with the Cyanide servers. If somebody can try to join Danton and Barmushum team from time to time and let us know, that would be great. Because then we can just go back to that game. We are in another of the UEI games, not the one we wanted to, but this one is good enough, I guess.
Yeah, I tried again. No go.
So it'd be interesting what Khemri do here, because I've got a feeling. Yeah, well, he's marking up Saurus with skeletons. It's not the worst idea in the world, but they are only 87.
Yeah, and he's got no reserves, no replacement players.
Yeah, the thick skull only goes so far. Interesting on the rerolls front. The Khemri started with 4 and the Lizardmen only started with 2.
Yeah, typically by now, with those skills you can see in the Lizardmen team, you would assume he's got enough gold at some point to buy the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Guys, we are on the first turn of the Khemri, and the time counting down we can see is 3 minutes at the moment.
Now, I've always thought of Khemri as a team that you can't even do a 2-1 grind. You really need to do a 1-0 grind if you want to win the game. So it'll be interesting to see how many players he commits forward, how many players he commits to tie up Saurus, and just in general how much he commits himself to trying to get the ball down.
Yeah, I mean the Soros have 3 blocks, and the Tomb Guardians none. So we probably see a lot of block turnovers here, hopefully, because that's fun.
Here's the blitz. Trying to take down that block guard, Saurus. Close, but no cigars. You see, for me, that's not the best idea in the world. I would have probably, even putting my Tomb Guardian Arista, I'd have probably followed up, because that one Tomb Guardian there has been held up by one Saurus, and when you start going 1-for-1 in a game like this, then the Lizardmen will overrun you.
Indeed. They only have 3 Strength 5 players, and the other ones are weaklings, in theory.
Exactly. And blocking with the clock score there off the bat, boneheads.
Yeah, it doesn't
Now we've
seem...
got 2 attacker downs.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, but blocking with the big guy from the bat is a bit unwise, yeah, indeed.
Very much so.
Especially when you have so many options. I mean, sometimes I do it when I play buddies with my 3 men, if I have to open a key avenue of attack or something, but it's only if I see it like the only option to get through or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for those of you who perhaps listening that are fairly new to the game, the simple reason why you don't block with the big guy first is you screw up the block, you roll double skulls or double both down if you haven't got block. You can't re-roll it very well because of loner, which means that your re-roll only works on a coin flip, on a 50-50 chance. So it tends to be very dangerous to do it straight off the bat. Not as dangerous as one die blocking someone with a skillless Saurus though.
Sorry, Sidnev, I think the Lizardman coach did a big mistake there. He tried to block the Blitzra with a Saurus without... I mean, obviously, I presume he was realizing that it was going to be an assist in defense. So it was a 1 die, and they came out both down with no block.
I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, me neither. He either didn't realize about the assist of the Guardian, or he just went ahead with the risk of 2 out of 6.
I can't imagine why you'd want to do that, unless he clicked on the wrong player and was trying to perhaps block the skeleton, which would have had an assist from the guard. But even then, that would have been 1 die. So no, I really don't know what he did.
Mighty blow and stand.
See, that's now caused some problems there, I think, because that one Tomb Guardian is tying up 3 players there with the Croxagore and the other Saurus and the guy who's... No, he's stunned now, so it's not a big deal, but still.
Yeah, correct. If the Lizardman team coach doesn't react to this, he's gonna be under a lot of pressure in 1 turn or 2.
See, the nice thing about Lizardmen, though, is, especially when you're playing a team like Khemri, who are very slow, is that what happens here, if the Khemri push up to try and threaten the ball, those skinks are so fast they can probably just run around the back, set up a light screen, and then even if the screen gets sort of blocked through and you get a tackle zone on the ball carrier, you can still just dodge away. So it's a real, without any tackle on the team, it's a real problem for the Khemri.
Absolutely.
And I think they're overcommitting here. They've left 1 skeleton back in reserve. I suppose you could argue that the Blitzra's back in reserve as well, but I don't really think that's enough.
Yeah, I think the wise course of action here, if you don't want to get an early TD here, is to leave one of the Blitzers as safety somewhere in the middle.
And instead he's just overcommitted them.
That was the Blitzer as reserve, yes. Not anymore. Although they are both in the middle, so he can still react a little bit. But the Lizardman can as easily create a screen on 1 wing and get the ball carrier behind it. And it's TD in 2 turns, basically, from what I see here, if they wanted to do so.
See, if it was me, I'd probably want to score... I think I'd probably want to score fairly slowly. I think I'd want to give the perhaps 3 turns at most for the Khemri to equalise, because they're just a very slow team, but at least it gives you a chance to turn them over. And here we have another crazy play. What did I say earlier about blocking with a big guy?
Yeah, that's not wise at all. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know the coach name of the Lizard team, but he's gonna find himself on the spot on the next courier. But at least it's gonna be fun.
To be fair, that was the Khemri guy blocking the croc score, but still it wasn't a great idea. It was me
Sorry,
misreading
my
what-
mistake. Yes, indeed.
But I just thought the same. And oh, goodbye. Blitz roll with guard leaves the pitch. That's going to cause some trouble because you've just taken out one of the most important players on the Khemri side.
The name of the coach is Skullashtray and Kendontdodge.
Yeah. Well,
That's right.
we are seeing a few of these one-die actions early on from both coaches. So I guess the game is still up for grabs.
To be honest, actually, in fairness to the Khemri coach, I can kind of see why he did. I mean, blocking a croc score, okay, yeah, fair enough. But if you're pushing a croc score away, the bonehead will kick it. Yeah, I can kind of see why he did it, but I wouldn't have done it myself personally.
Okay, it seems like the loss of the Blitzra is making him wake up and be in a hurry. So they are moving on.
Yeah, the Khemri coach, he has 51 games under his belt and a pretty 31% win percentage.
Also, a valid point from the guys in chat there. I was saying about pushing the croc score away. Well, that's going to be pretty damn tricky.
Oh, with no
Because the
reserves.
croc score has stand form.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then fouling a skeleton with a skink, you've just... That's just madness. I mean, you've lost a 60k player, well, to foul a 40k player.
And it's
who
one
will
of
only
out
go
of
off the pitch.
exactly, and it's one out of 4 who can handle the ball. So I guess that
Exactly.
skeleton was not stunned, and that was he was trying to get.
Well, he wasn't stunned, but even so, it was unnecessary. I mean, you could have easily made a side cage there. They're not going. Skeletons aren't going to be dodging it. Yeah, no skills. Skeletons aren't going to be dodging into cages anytime soon.
And they need a POW for a ball down, which is a turnover. I mean, otherwise it's a turnover or just a push.
Exactly. Some good dubstep there, whoever that was.
Hey, Barniño, we can hear your microphone making a lot of noise. By the way, I saw you just join us.
Apologies for that.
No worries. We couldn't join Danton and Barmution's game, unfortunately. Some cyanide crap going on, so we just settled for this one, which also looks fun.
This one we can be a bit more critical of the coaches, I feel, because although they are new, you know, they need to learn from their mistakes.
Kendontdodge has 39 games under his belt.
How many?
Sorry, 29 games with a 43% win.
So we are talking fairly new to the game coaches here.
At least to the cyanide version, yes.
One dive block with a skilled skeleton there, it did actually power the Saurus, but again, it's just too much risk for me.
Alright, defender down. Yeah,
I mean, we're
Micro,
getting towards, yeah.
Micro complaining about his group mates. Well, at least you can have a chance to learn, and if you beat them, hey.
Yeah, the only way you get better at Blood Bowl is by playing coaches that are better than you. But I mean, looking here, I mean, looking at the Khemri team, they cannot stop this touchdown at this point. Everyone's tied up. They've got 3 skeletons versus, one skeleton versus 1, 2, 3 skinks who can easily block out of that problem. And then all they don't even need to have any protection on that skink. They can just run him down, and everyone on the Khemri team is out of range.
Yes, I mean, the Khemri team should be looking for ways to free up players. That's the biggest concern Khemri teams have. And at the moment, I don't see any action that is aimed towards that. One die block, no skills. Skull.
And attacker down. So if this is me, I'm running the fast skink round the back, I'm blocking with the middle skink, and I'm running away with the ball carrying skink.
He need one more.
After a bit of movement position.
He need one more for 2 dice or a blitz from somebody else.
No, he just needs to run that skink at the back round for an assist, then it's strength 4 on strength 3. Just gone for the blitz off the bat, and
why
down
not?
he goes.
There you go. And the skink with the ball is at reach, but I sure hope he doesn't go for it. Ah no, he was 1 tile short. Okay.
Yeah, he was okay. But I wouldn't even bother moving those skinks down to cover really, or maybe one. But there's no one who's going to get anywhere close to him. I mean, at absolute best, and he could have moved the skink with the ball 1 square forward. At absolute best, the blitzer on the floor could have got up, dodged away on a 4-up, 1, 2, 3, and got 2 go for it to get 1 square away. If he'd moved the skink 1 square further forward, it really wasn't necessary.
If the Khemri gets the Soros number 14 down next turn, then he can try to blitz with the blitzer in the floor, one of the screening skinks. That's probably the best.
That would be. I mean, this is why I wouldn't have bothered moving these screening skinks down. I'd have perhaps stuck one of them maybe a diagonal away from the downed blitzer just to stop the blitz coming through. Especially when you've got sidestep.
But I think that's his best play at the moment. He needs to get Soros 14 down.
Yeah, and putting pressure on with the skeleton walking down. But he's just marked up a guy with a Saurus with the skeleton. It's just unnecessary. I think the Khemri guy here is just thinking, oh, I've conceded, I'm just going to try and hurt some guys.
Yeah. Micro, yeah, I mean, my answer to that question is I would do that. I would try to get Soros 14 down and mark and hit with the blitzer one of the skinks there, so marking the ball carrier. Marking is always a good idea. Obviously, the other coach can easily put your player down, but it forces at least to him blitz you there, which is always a die roll. And die rolls are better than no die rolls.
Die rolls are the best way to lose Blood Bowl.
Exactly. So he couldn't put it down, so now he's been in a position with no good options because he needs an AG2 agility 2 dodge to do that blitz now.
See, at this point I'm thinking he's just given up. He's just trying to hit some lizards around.
Well, he could have used that Tomb Guardian now for the blitz, but he's using it to block instead.
See, I wonder if he's going to try the dodge blitz, because he hasn't blitzed yet. I think he might try dodging out. He's thinking, I've got 3 rerolls, I might try and dodge out my blitzer, and, well, here we go. We'll find out.
Well, AG2 dodges are surprisingly effective sometimes, eh? Oh, no, he's blocking the Soros.
50-50?
Yeah.
Well, I can kind of see that. Then he'll have to run the guy down.
Yeah, that's another way to free up players with Khemri. You blitz and then you move.
He needs just the one go for it to mark the guy up, so...
He's not risking that reroll left he's got. I guess he wants to use it for his own drive if the skink score now. I mean, one of the things you can do when you've lost the TD there is to move your players in a way that you position for your opponent to be forced to score or risk losing the ball in the next turn, and then at least you save some turns for yourself in the same drive.
Exactly. And with Khemri, you need as many turns as possible, because as it stands at the moment, if the Lizardmen score this turn, Khemri have got 4 turns to reply. All it would take is a half decent kick, and it's almost impossible for them to do so. See, now here's something for some other new coaches here. Now the Lizardman is blocking. The Lizardman player is blocking a lot of early blocks here that aren't really going to affect the scoring. But imagine if one of those blocks fails and you double skull or whatever, that Blitzerer could easily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-die block the skink with the ball if any of those blocks fails and you get a turnover early on. So, you know, do your positioning. Set your screen up properly.
Somewhere,
you know, make
somewhere
sure
in the corner.
Your own score. Yeah, exactly. Somewhere in the corner, nice and far away. That it's going to be a right pain in the arse for them to get to, or even better, mark up the Blitzerer if you've got someone free to do it.
Exactly.
But you don't do those early blocks when you don't need to. You can just move the skinks down. It's not a problem. There's no rush. Yeah, and Micro there, you're absolutely right. You need a lot of time to score with Khemri, which is why I said at the start of the game, Khemri game plan tends to be 1-0, not 2-1, because unless the other player's scoring very, very quickly, it's very hard to do anything with it. And why does the Blitzerer have sure hands? Well, we chatted about that. He doesn't have any throw rars, and I can kind of see the point there, because at the end of the day, a throw rar is a movement 5 player with sure hands and AV7, whereas a Blitzerer is +1 movement and has AV8. Now that means that you're getting the person who's holding the ball has an extra 1 square of movement, which on a Khemri team is very, very important. The caveat is, of course, you can't then use that Blitzerer to do something else. So it's kind of a trade-off, speed for skill. I can see why it's been done though.
Yeah, now the Khemri player is completely tied up, even with double marking, which makes things very difficult for the Khemri to get freed up, because even if you blitz yourself your way out, you're still in touch with somebody else, and you need an agility to dodge to get out of that. The other option is to create a chain push action, which make sure that you put down your first king and then you push the other one out, but you need to cover tiles for that, and the Khemri player doesn't have free players enough to cover tiles.
And notwithstanding the fact they both have sidestep as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Both of them.
Which makes it even harder. Yeah, at this point it's pretty damn tricky.
Yeah, but again, even in impossible situations like this, the Khemri player should be able to... Oh my god, ooh. 2 dodges.
1 dodge too far.
Yeah, he didn't use a reroll at least, so that's good.
He used it on the second dodge. It was kind of a desperation play. I can see why he did it. It was a lot of rolls. It was what 4+, 4+, 2+, 2+, and then the block. So always likely to fail, even with a reroll. But you know, you can see why people do it. And now he's in real trouble because the guy's stunned. He's got absolutely no one in range. So I would say Lizardmen scoring in turn 8.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert in Khemri, but as I said before, whenever you feel your opponent has a TD in his grasp, what you should do, or what I try to do normally, is to move my player so I threaten the ball. Maybe not this turn, but for the next. So you force your player to take a risk or score. If he does take a risk, if he doesn't, I mean. So, but this Khemri team is just giving up completely. It's just taking the hits, but not moving around to threaten the ball. 2 turns ago.
And at this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, carry on. I was going to say that at this stage, you've got to realise that Khemri, you've got some strength 5 players. It's all very good at hitting people, but to be honest, the Lizardmen have the numbers. They're strength 4, so they're hitting all your strength 3 guys very easily, and your AV7. So you're more likely to get injured than they are.
There you go.
There's a perfect example. And he's failed regen as well, so that's another. Well, depending on KOs, that could be 2 men down. Don't you just love it when that happens? When just something illustrates my point perfectly. Also, you see now it's at this point in the game that you think if they hadn't fouled and got a player sent off earlier, the Lizardmen could be using turn 6 or 7 to surround one of these Tomb Guardians and gang foul it off the pitch. Because losing one of those will really, really put them in problems.
Hey, we got the boss in the room. Hi, Gallows Bait. For those of you who just joined, including GB, we couldn't connect to Barmushin and Danton's game, so we are watching a Group 6 one who was also starting, a Lizardmen versus Khemri. If somebody can try again connecting to Danton's and Barmushin's team, that would be great to see if maybe it was a temporary thing, and let us know.
I just tried it, no go.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be with the person who's hosting it. The connection isn't, well, there's something in the connection that's going to stop us connecting, because I had an issue with this before trying to watch an OCC game in Tier 2 and I was trying to pick it up from any turn and it just wouldn't go. So, a bit of a shame.
Gesundheit?
It wasn't me.
Oh, see, that's just upsetting.
Okay. The Lizardmen team is gonna just wait for the last turn, obviously. There's nothing preventing them to do it. Ooh!
I'm
Yes.
not sure why he thought about that, as long as...
Oh, nice. That double broken neck, so...
So agility -1, if that actually made sense.
yeah, if there is an injury that doesn't mind for this kind of piece, is that one.
So that's great. What I meant to say is his total agility is now -1. If that were the case.
I think also the rules don't allow for lower than 1 and higher than
They
6,
don't.
or how yeah, something like that.
That's right, yeah. No, it's the perfect injury to get on a player who you're never going to give agility to. You know, when my Saurus get injured and get minus agility, who cares?
Yeah, I think this
Or
game
Snotling
is.
with a broken collarbone.
I think this game is at this point well in the hand of the Lizardmen play coach, unless he does something silly in the second half.
Yeah, losing a Tomb Guardian has really turned it into a tough game.
We'll see. I mean, if he's got his Blitzer back for second half, he may have a chance. It's gonna be 9 versus 10 game.
See, the way I look at it is one Tomb Guardian can tie up 2 Lizardmen. So that losing one of those essentially means you've got 2 free Lizardmen more or less running around, or a Croxagore running around free. Oh, we lost a skink, KO'd. Now,
Finally, I figure out how to talk. Sorry.
Hello there.
That's GB, by the way.
Hello there.
Now the big boss has come in.
Did you hear about the game
Yeah.
of Barmushin and Danton? We couldn't connect, so we're watching this one instead.
Yes, I was going to comment on that, but it's just taken me 5 minutes to remember how on earth I figured out my keys on this, because it's been a few years since I used Ventrilo. As far as I understand it from what Lucas has written on the subject, which is very little, spectating does use a port in the same way that connecting to a match uses a port. Now, he's given 2 different port numbers in different posts, which doesn't help. But as far as I can determine, it is also random which of the 2 players you might try and connect to. So the likelihood is that both players would need that port open, and you would need that port open for it to actually be viewable, at least without eliminate any port issues. I've not particularly messed around with it. but I know that is likely to be the cause is port related. It's just unfortunate they have not given out any documentation on it, and when I look in the technical files where you can see the port numbers, the spectating ports aren't listed, so they must be hidden somewhere else in the programming.
I mean, it's worth a try,
And this is
definitely.
why Gallows
But
Bay is in charge.
But these two players we're watching now at the moment, they seem to be rookie players, at least for the signed version of it, 20 or 30 games each, and I don't think they've opened that port, to be honest, so what gives?
Also, I'd like to comment on the game itself there. Absolute insanity, blocking with no rerolls when you're about to run across the line in turn 8. Do not do it.
Yes, we're watching a lot of one-die rolls with no skills in this game, which actually makes it fun, you know.
Yeah, saying that, I tried a 3-die block with an ogre yesterday in the last turn, and consequently I didn't get an extra touchdown.
Well, I played Manheil in matchmaking the other day. Turn 16 to equalise. I've got a reroll in hand. I think I might as well block with one of my block players just to get a bit of SPP if I can. Yeah, double skull, reroll, double skull.
Okay, so it's gonna be 9 against 9. One Tom Guardian down, but he's got a chance.
Yeah, I mean the Lizardmen only have 2 ball carriers in the team, but the loss of that Tomb Guardian is really going to prove very, very problematic for the Khemri. It's just such a big loss.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the options he may have is to risk his skeletons tying up Soros. If he can tie them up, he doesn't need to knock them down. 2 skinks to defend and dodge is not enough probably to stop a Blitz Ra on its own. So he has to play well his cards and tie the Soros in the key moments, and then he can probably draw the game. Yes, Raikaria is reminding everybody that the Tom Guardian was down to 2 broken necks. So
Yes.
it's been a long time since I saw the last Tom Guardian injury in one of my games. Damn it.
See, we've got a bit of luck here. Well, we said it's 9 versus 10. Sorry, 9 versus 9, but there is another turn to go in this half, remember. So that skip can come back.
Yes.
But, you know, maybe these Tomb Guardians will actually open up the Mighty Blow a bit and even up the odds. Who knows?
He can try a one-turner. Joking.
Test.
I don't think that's
A lot of noise,
certainly
Juriel,
hear you.
in the back. Yes.
Welcome, Juriel.
If you just joined, we didn't connect to Danton and Bermution's game. We are watching the other game active at the moment in the league, which is Lizards versus Khemri, Group 6 game.
I'll come in and check out.
The last time I saw this many people in a chat room on Ventrilo, I was in a fleet on EVE Online.
Well, I guess it's the novelty of the first time. I'm sure that as this goes along, we will not get as many people. But let's be optimistic, eh?
Depends if I can make the next one or not.
It's just good to see people in one room.
I'm shocked that Kichim doesn't sound like a dwarf.
Juriel, you have plenty of noise in your voice channel.
Damn it. I'm on tablet. I'll go quiet.
Well, I could try and do an impression of a Skaven, but it wouldn't come out very nice, so I won't bother.
I think what we're hearing from Juriel is his brain working overtime about how shall I put Fend on all my linemen or try guard on all my gutter runners.
Thick skull, as always. If in doubt, thick skull.
Thick skull.
Yeah, someone was actually giving that out as a serious recommendation in chat yesterday.
Right, and rightly so.
They're like, yeah, if you're playing Skaven and you want your lineman to survive, give them thick skull. And we're like, well, no, I quite like wrestle actually.
Sensible comment.
Look, everyone says dwarves are overpowered, and every dwarf apart from the Death Roller has thick skull. So that's the parallel I'm drawing.
So it looks it's gonna be.
I would take from it that there's an awful lot of tackle, but yeah.
It's gonna be 9 versus 9. So let's see.
That makes things more interesting.
The Khemri has got its both its Blitz Rush, and I'm sure Jury will comment on the fact that one of them has a Sure Hands.
By the way, the first matches have now been validated. I just logged on to do them, and either I'm psychic and they were doing themselves, or Dreamy was on there before me.
Probably the latter.
Thanks, GB.
That Dreamy, he always gets in first.
He's everywhere. He's like God. No, honestly, check a thread.
Still well below Dode, though.
Check a thread and let me know if you find one where Dreamy is not in.
One day I'm going to read chat and it's not going to have a Juriel comment on it.
Yeah, Raikaria, yeah, interesting setup indeed. At the very least, is symmetric, you know, as Total Biscuit would say. It just feels right.
He's given the Khemri coach the opportunity to tie up a hell of a lot of his best players very
Exactly.
easily. I doubt that he'll take that opportunity, but you know, you never know. Also, the ball carrier appears to be on the line of scrimmage. Well, the sure hands guy. Oh, he's not anymore. Oh no, he still is.
Yeah, he's right in the middle. By the way, just for information, we are on starting the second half. The Khemri coach is about to finish his setup and receive the ball. For those of you catching up on the game.
So he's refusing a flank, as it were, which kind of, I don't know. I suppose it does make sense in a way.
Looks my game just froze.
Nope.
Oh no, there you go.
Sure hands guy is on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
I'm just
both.
waiting for this ball to scatter out.
I was thinking that he may wanted to use the guard, but both Blitzers have guard. So.
Micro, I think you're a bit ahead of us.
Okay, he's tying up Soros on his right flank, so that may not be a bad idea.
Yep, I agree. He could tie up the other Saurus on the other side if he gets that skeleton free. Not that he needed it to get it free, he could have just put it one square to the left, but still.
I mean, he's not going to be able to exploit his right wing though, because first we don't know if the Blitzra will pick up the ball in the first place, and second, even if he did, he will still be very far away.
The skink, the bottom right there, has 2 go for it's, and you can pick up the ball as it stands. Yeah, I think Ali Ryder, you might be right there.
Yes. Well, let's see. He still has a chance.
Especially when that happens.
He still has a chance to move the sure hands Blitzer back. So let's see if he does it. He needs to block both Soroses on the loss.
Without a reroll now.
Yeah.
And with no block.
Okay, move that Skelly back to protect the ball, at least number 8. Let's see. No. We are in turn 9 of Khemri. Going down 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Yeah, Micro, you are a few seconds behind me, at least on the by your comments. Yeah, he didn't move that Skelly back. He moved it forward, actually. But at least he got the sure hands right.
Bad now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so bad now because you need sure hands anyway. But there's no real Lizardmen who can get anywhere near the ball. They are kind of crowded around now, so it's kind of not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, what the Lizardman needs to do now is to tie up that Blitzra with 2 markings or more, and he can do it with the skinks. If he can mark him, double mark him clean, that's it, basically.
Yeah, he's left them completely isolated up there.
Yes, Ali, that's what I was talking about. If he can blitz the Skelly number 8, then the 2 skinks can double mark the carrier, and it's a win for Lizards. As long as both skinks are adjacent, obviously. Oh, they have sidestep anyways, so they have one of them has sidestep. Yeah.
Also, I think have I been talking rubbish? Do throw Ras now have movement 6 as opposed to 5 nowadays?
They seem to be 6, yes.
Well, you see, I was thinking. See, mine was a good idea back when Khemri were even slower, but now I have no idea why it has short hands. That's just insane. Just for the AV8.
Probably he wants to limit maybe his AV7 in the team. I don't know, but still, it's a shame.
The irony being, it's actually not possible to have any more AV7.
Another
AV7.
Another reason why this could be happening is because he may have lost his throw rush in the last few games, and he got a level up on the Blitzra. He didn't have the goal, and then he went ahead with this. That's a desperate way of being able to handle the ball in this game. I don't know.
Yeah, desperate being the word. He's in serious trouble now. He's got 3 skeletons stunned, so they're useless for next turn and realistically more or less the turn after as well. I don't know why the Lizardman coach here really should be pressing the attack. There's no need to sort of play it safe here. You can just rush that isolated Blitzer up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a too bad of a scenario because he's leading 1-0, so he's probably thinking, okay, I'm comfortable here, let's make him take some risks. But yeah, if I agree, if it was me, I would just move the skinks forward, yeah.
I mean, I'm looking here and I'm trying to find a place where that Blitzra can go that is going to be safe for him. And because it's so easy for the Lizardman to get a lizard free to blitz, he's in real serious trouble.
Did he just did a one die block? No, no.
See, for me, this is a case of just blocking because you have nothing better to do. There's no real rhyme nor reason. It's just a case of just hit some guys for the sake of it. And then we've welcomed to Blood Bowl rule number 2, don't re-roll pushes.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he wanted to roll that one.
It would have made no difference apart from an armor roll if he'd gone down or not.
Yeah. If that would have freed a key player or something, at least, but... He's got only 3 more pieces to move. And only one can really move.
He could possibly try and blitz out with the Blitzfire of Guard, at least give himself some cover. It's a 1-die block, but the odds are in his favour-ish. As all he needs is a push.
Right.
Or you could try that, you know, that might work.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, I mean, at the very least, he recognized, he saw that his right flank was the strongest, if I can say that. So he went in the right direction, he just went a bit too far. But yeah, it's true, this Khemri position, it was already too weak to start with, difficult to get out of there.
Yeah, I think here you need to free up one of those Saurus on the right flank by trying to knock down that skeleton. Bring the other Saurus round to cover the remaining Blitzra, and then pick up the ball with a skink. Or you can just pick up the ball with a skink straight away and just look at the die roll, which also works.
Yeah.
And makes him go for it for no reason. 2 go for it for no reason, why not? See, this goes back to what I always say, is if you roll 6s all the time, you probably won't lose Blood Bowl. So remember that, guys, roll lots of 6s.
Yeah, you have to train hard with your main hand and wrist.
Yeah, a lot of bad coaches roll 1s.
Oh my god, that was, if taken out of context, it wouldn't be nice, so I take that back.
The skink on the other flank, just mocking the Khemri now. I should point out as well that, you know, to be fair, we've been a bit harsh on the guy playing Khemri here, but Khemri aren't an easy team to play with, even if you're a very experienced coach. And this guy is probably most likely is a fairly new coach to the game. So, although we are sort of being a little bit harsh, remember that Khemri are not an easy team to pick up and play at all.
No, probably one of the most difficult to start with, I'd say.
Certainly. You've got to master positioning, and you've got to you have to go in. We're playing any slow team, but Khemri more than any other. Go in with a plan of action. You know, you can't just go in and go, well, if I get a few injuries, I might be able to. You know, no. You've got to go in and think, right, I'm playing for a 1-0 or a 2-1 grind. that means I need to score by turn XYZ, or I need to either completely stop my opponent from scoring or make them score really quick, which means I need to have my players in this position. You know, you've got to be really on the ball if you want to get a result with Khemri. Absolutely, they are a great learning tool. You do immediately play for doing something wrong, but I think there are nicer ways to learn the game.
Yes, but if he keeps at it with his race, he will probably learn positioning in the best way possible.
Well, that's fairly intelligent there. He's going to be able to get a tackle zone on the skink now with that blitz.
Yeah, well done.
And although not impossible, it's going to be moderately tricky to get an assist or to be able to blitz that blitzer off, so it's probably going to have to be a dodge.
Well, he could get with one of the Soros Sorii in the middle, as long as he can get rid of that Tom Guardian next turn. He will need to go for it.
Yeah, and also the most easiest way of getting rid of the Tomb Guardian is probably going to be blocking with a Croc Score, which in and of itself produces problems. Yeah, he could bring the skink. He could bring the skink over. Now it's going to be even harder because he's one die blocked and rolled defender down. So now it's really tricky.
Majesty,
question, Majesty?
Which turn are you watching the game in? It depends on which turn he's in.
To be fair, they've just KO'd a Saurus, so it's all up for grabs now.
Abattoir, 6 out.
Ooh.
Will he go for it?
No. The Blitzra can mark again.
Probably not now.
And kill a skink in the process if he's lucky.
I'd like to make a comment on regen. It's absolutely rubbish. Three injuries for the Khemri and 3 failed regens. So don't buy regen, even if you can't. Micro, I would score now. You're 2-0 up. Khemri aren't going to score 2 touchdowns, especially as one of the drives will be on defence. I would score now and try and bag another one, especially when you consider he's now, 3 players down, and one of those players is a guard shorthand blitzer, and the other one's a Tomb Guardian. So yeah, I would be going to score now and trying to get some more TDs.
There's plenty of time, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus it gives he's got 2 players KO'd, he's got a good chance of getting them back, whereas the Khemri have no players KO'd. Yeah, Juriel, I probably would try that as well. Give it to a Saurus. He's got 1 on 15. What, he's got 1 on 13. He's got a couple of Saurus there that he could free up and get some good SPP on.
Yeah, comment there by Raikaria. Real men handed to the Crocs. Totally agree.
No, that's not true. Real men throw long bombs with Morgenthau, 2 Crocsgores, who then score. That's what real men do.
I think it was in a game yesterday, also in the league, in the Crunch Cup. NetSmurf was playing against a Gobo team, and the Gobo team got the ball. Sorry, the troll got the ball in a rebound. that was a good moment, highlight of the game.
Trolls are secretly the best player on most teams. If the ball's scattering around, in a melee of players, you can have 12 elves there. Well, you can't. You can have 11 elves there, but it's the troll that's going to catch the ball, guaranteed.
Yeah, page 3 of the rulebook.
Absolutely. Trolls, all trolls have secretly got big hand, sure hands, and extra arms.
Yeah, if the troll
Just doesn't show in a clock.
if the troll hits the ball, it's the safest ball carrier you can have then. Yeah.
Absolutely. Apart from a tree. Yeah, Micro, just throw a pass. They've got strong arm.
Indeed. This game is pretty much over for what it can see here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether the Lizardmen try and score now. They've still got 2 rerolls as well, whereas the Khemri are out of rerolls. I would be trying to get as many SPP as possible from this game now.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be trying to blitz as much as possible with that Saurus, who's 15 out of 16 SPP. Speaking of SPP,
7 out.
that's 4 regen rolls, 4 fails for those keeping counts. What a great skill it is.
Yeah. Soros 10 has 15 SPP, so well, I would have blitzed with the Soros.
Yeah, so would I.
That works too.
Oh, and now he passes the regen roll. Throwing my theory out the window.
Let's see if he scores. Yes, hopefully he does, and we have a bit more of a show. Oh, misclick probably.
Madness! Showboating. I'd have re-rolled that.
Alright, so one more turn without score.
I think the best chance Khemri have now is to suddenly turn into Wood Elves.
Yeah, that'll be the smart move to do, but you know.
It's tricky, I've not seen it done yet, but it's probably the best option.
Yeah, what you see often when I play is that my Wood Elves turn into Khemri.
Yes, that happens a lot more often.
Yeah.
So I think at this point in the game it's probably worth starting and talking about what went wrong for Khemri, though having said that what went right might be a quicker way of doing it. But I think first and foremost was the lack of any kind of game plan, and this is not having to go at the coach because he's clearly new, but the game plan is so important with Khemri, as I've already stated. He pretty much let the Lizardmen score the first touchdown of the game. It was a very comfortable, there was no pressionable, easy run through, and when he had the ball, he didn't do anything like enough protecting of it. And although he did a go for it, which I can't understand what he did, and dropped the ball and failed it, badly hurt. That's unlucky, but you shouldn't be in that situation to begin with. You should be having a nice, easy, nice cage there that is going to be very difficult for the Lizardmen to break. Yeah, maybe not so easy for them to slow down. Sorry, maybe easy for them to slow down, but very difficult for them to break. And just grind your way forward as quickly as you can, or even as slowly as you can, and go for the draw at that point. But there's been no strategy with the entire playstyle. The Lizardman player hasn't had to play well to get a very comfortable 2-0 win.
Yeah, the Lizardman team is much more rewarding or forgiving of failures than the Khemri team is, as Juriel was pointing out. In the first half, what I saw of the Khemri team was that even when the TD was lost, the Khemri team gave up right away. And if there is one thing Khemri need is time. So they should have blocked and blitzed in a way to threaten somehow the ball and pressure the TD, allowing them for at least 4 turns left. In the second half, they didn't cage at all. They had 9 players, which is just enough to do a proper cage with Khemri, and they just left the main ball carrier alone on the back with no way to move the ball forward. Everybody tied up at the loss. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Khemri do just keep breaking, but to be fair, you know, a lot of them are AV7, and they're getting a hell of a lot of blocks against them. A huge amount. So, you know, the law of averages dictates that they're going to be going on their ass more often than not. So, see, again, I don't know why the Lizardmen guy is stalling here. He's got there's 5 Khemri left on the pitch, and only one of those is KO'd. If that Tomb Guardian doesn't get up after a score, he's going to have another 3rd touchdown without any trouble at all. Even now, he'd have 2 turns to do it if he scored in his next turn. So he just needs to get on it, really. Yeah, but pitch clearing. Yeah, it's nice. I cleared the pitch for my opponent. I got maybe a couple of SVP from a single block, but you can do that anyway when you're outnumbering a team by this much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this stalling is a bit useless. It's but you know, he has the game in the pocket. It's a group stage where every point counts, and he just doesn't want to risk it, I guess.
Exactly, absolutely. You know, if he if he finishes just outside the playoffs by 1 touchdown, he can look back on this game and say, I should have scored.
Also, all those Tomb Guardians have Mighty Blow, so you know there is a small point to be made about avoiding a kick-off loss triple hit.
Yeah, but we've still got our apothecary in hand, haven't we?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I'm just speculating about why the Khemri coach.
Devil's advocate.
Yes.
Yeah, down to 4 now.
Yeah, that's a shame that the game with them couldn't connect. But we can probably do something about it. We can get the replay and
we can,
I don't know, and get it later and do another comment on that one. Not the same as doing it live,
I'd
obviously.
be happy to do that. In fact, with that game, it might even be worth having Danton and Barmushin involved to tell them what was going through their head at the time.
Great
at least
idea.
In chat, anyway.
Indeed, yeah. Because it is their fault that we couldn't connect, so they owe us.
Exactly.
Yeah, good point. People in Ventelo must be wondering what the heck is going on in Matchroom in Coca-Cola.
Then they see my name and go, oh, okay, fair enough.
Majesty, which turn are you catching up on?
I think he's just fast forwarding the whole thing. Yeah, I think I don't get it either. He's standing up so he doesn't want to get fouled, but he's just going to get knocked down and then fouled. So, mystery.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, he'd be better off playing else.
If he turn over, then it's a mighty blow hit on the attacker. You know, you could get an SPP by being hit, actually.
Well, now he's going to get crowd served if the guy's got any sense.
Yeah.
So. Not now he isn't, but still. If he stands up that Tomb Guardian next turn, then we know.
There you go.
Just plain mean.
Does he know that fouling doesn't give SPP? That's the question. Is he just being mean, or
Does he care?
I would die to see what the in-game chat is between these two players after that.
Standing some guys up to get hit. I really want this Tomb Guardian to kill that Saurus, just to make things. Oh.
That'll be hilarious if he doesn't score. Ali.
Well, he might not, because he could just think, oh, I'm gonna try and get some sneak. Why stand that guy up? Why?
Hey, it's a well done, Lizardmen.
Yeah, it got a bit of sense, but I would have been tempted to hit anyway, because I'm a bad man.
All right, have a quick pick at who's got the MVPs. I don't know if we will see that with the
Well, we've got
spectating.
1 turn left.
I think we cannot see that with the spectating.
Yeah, we've got 1 turn left, I think, haven't we?
No. Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm talking rubbish.
I'm gonna try again just for 1 second.
No.
Have they finished the game, Barm and...
Well, there you have it. So anyone who's not in the Crunch Cup, that's the standard of coaching we have. You know, it's top level.
That's pretty harsh.
That's a bit mean. I'm horrible there.
Mean
I take that
person.
back. You know, these guys are clear. I'm a horrible man. I play dwarves, of course I am. But you know, I hope some of the new guys in the thread have got an idea about something more what not to do than what to do. But that's just as important.
Well, I think the Lizardmen team played to his strengths within the the risky rolls we saw being made all across, but he did pretty well on that front. He screened his king, he went on the wings. The Khemri team definitely needs to learn the ways of Khemri, that's for sure. Leaving the ball carrier without caging behind and all that. But as I said before, playing Khemri is the best way to learn the positioning game in Blood Bowl.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Alright, I couldn't connect again to Barmusian and Danton's game anyways, so that game seems dead from the spectating point of view. So thanks guys for watching. We'll hopefully be able to post this in YouTube somehow, see if it works. And then as Sidnef was suggesting, we will discuss with Danton and Barmusian to see if they would like to watch the replay and comment. That would be great, actually. That was a good idea.
I have 1 per game. 1 good idea.
Leve, you missing in action? You having trouble with your microphone? Oh, he's not there. He left already. Okay.
we didn't even notice.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the
Thanks for the
recording.
seminar, guys.
It was fun.
It was good. It was good.